The River and the Crown. In the quiet village of Umala, nestled beside the banks of the Aro River, lived an old fisherman named Maziudo and his two sons, Obinna and Nnanna. The village was known not just for its fertile lands and proud traditions, but for the arrogance of its leaders who valued power more than humility. Maziudo was a man of great wisdom but meager wealth. His net was worn, his canoe patched from years of labor, and his clothes threadbare. Yet his heart was rich, overflowing with kindness, integrity, and the kind of love that can raise boys into great men. Every night, under the stars, he taught his sons, "We may be poor in things, but never be poor in goodness. Always help, always forgive, always walk with your head high, but your heart low." The people of Umala often ignored him. Some mocked his ragged clothes, others whispered behind his back, calling him the fool who smiles too much. But Maziudo never changed. One scorching afternoon, the village king, Igwe Omenka, passed through the marketplace with his guards. Maziudo, distracted while trying to figure out what his children would eat that afternoon, didn't shout the traditional Igwe loud enough. The guards saw it as disrespect. Before the villagers could intervene, they beat him with whips like a criminal. Blood spilled onto the dry earth. His sons ran to him screaming, "Papa, Papa," but were held back. The villagers watched in silence, afraid, ashamed, but too prideful to defend the humble man. Every evening, Obinna and Nnanna cared for their father with quiet devotion. They gently cleaned his wounds, applied medicine, and watched over him with eyes full of tears and hearts full of sorrow. The bruises on his body felt like scars on their souls. One night, as they cooked beside the fire, their voices turned bitter. "When we grow up," Obinna muttered, "we will make the king and his guards pay. They will regret ever touching Papa," Nnanna added. Unbeknownst to them, Maziudo heard every word. He called them inside the hut with a calm but firm voice. "My sons," he said, his gaze soft yet piercing, "revenge is a heavy chain. Don't carry it." "My dear boys," he said, his voice filled with love and pain, "what happens to me should not harden your hearts. The world may strike you, but never let it change the goodness in you." They looked up, eyes wet. "But Papa, they hurt you. They treated you like an animal." Maziudo nodded slowly and said, "Yes, they did. But if we repay evil with evil, then we become just like them. And then, what will make us different? Revenge is a heavy burden. Forgiveness is the lighter path. Choose peace, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace in your soul. Choose peace. Choose forgiveness. Let your heart stay clean. God sees everything. He will reward each man in his time." Obinna and Nnanna listened quietly, the firelight dancing in their eyes, and that night their hearts changed. They chose their father's wisdom over bitterness. Bruised and broken, Maziudo could no longer go to the river. His sons, now burdened with both sorrow and responsibility, took his place. Each morning, they cast their nets, not just for fish, but for hope. Months later, a new breeze blew through Umala. The king's only child, Princess Uju, had returned from the city. Her skin glowed like moonlight on water, and her eyes sparkled with curiosity. She had read books, seen tall buildings, but nothing fascinated her more than the stories of the river her ancestors had fished from. So one morning, with her maid and friend, she went to explore the river. Laughing, she stepped into the water. The sun danced on the surface. Birds chirped like drummers at a festival. Then suddenly, a great wave rose. A wave like no other. It crashed down, swallowing the princess into its belly. Her friend and maid screamed and ran, leaving only their footprints on the sand. From afar, Obinna and Nnanna, who went fishing that day, saw the chaos and raced into the water like lightning. Without hesitation, they dove in. Obinna reached her first, pulling her limp body to the shore. Nnanna, trembling, remembered what his father taught him about breath, life, and care. He began pressing her chest, his hands trembling but steady. Minutes felt like years. Then suddenly she puffed. Water splashed from her lips and life returned to her eyes. The boys carried her, drenched and dazed, to the palace gate. The guards, upon seeing two ragged boys holding the princess, raised their machetes, but the princess, weak but clear, shouted, "Stop! They saved me. These are my saviors." The courtyard froze. The king, hearing the commotion, stormed out, fuming until he saw her with the very boys he once ignored. "Who are you?" he thundered. Obinna replied, "We are sons of Mazi Udo, the fisherman." The king's eyes widened, the same man his guards had beaten. The princess looked at her father and said, "If not for them, you would have no child today." Silence fell. The king's heart was stirred with both guilt and gratitude. With a wave of his royal hand, he commanded the palace maidens to prepare a grand offering. "Gather the finest gifts this kingdom holds," he declared, "for I must journey to the home of Mazi Udo to thank him and to ask his forgiveness." And so the king set forth, not in pride, but in humility, on a path to honor the poor man whose quiet strength had touched a nation. On reaching there, the king knelt before Mazi Udo. "I wronged you. I wronged your sons. I wronged my throne." Tears welled in everyone's eyes. They had never seen such humility. From that day, the village of Umala changed. Pride gave way to kindness. Arrogance bowed before humility. Mazi Udo became a symbol of quiet strength. His sons were awarded scholarships to study in the city. But the most beautiful gift was not gold or title. It was the lesson engraved forever in the village's heart. Greatness is not in how loudly you are praised, but in how quietly you serve. And as the river flowed, so did the legend of the fisherman's sons. The boys who fought waves, saved a princess, and taught a kingdom to love again. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.